About every 3 hours in America, someone gets hit by a train. Tonight, the News 4 I-Team's Nancy Amons is working for you, showing how to save your life when you're at a railroad crossing.
It takes a train going 55 miles an hour about a mile to stop. That's the length of this football field times 18. Watch the left side of your screen. See the minivan? What happens next is an important lesson about staying safe at a train crossing. This couple in North Carolina panicked when the wooden crossing gates blocked them in. They bailed out just in time. Tonight, the News 4 I-Team is working for you. Tips for saving your life at a train crossing.
See tracks, think train.
Jill McClintock is with the nonprofit Tennessee Operation Lifesaver. We asked her, what should you do if you're behind one of those crossing gates with a train coming? She says it's only wood, hit the gas.
If you run through it, it will break.
Some basics. The train always has the right-of-way. You have to yield, even if there's only a crossbuck sign like this one. Always expect a train. They don't run on a schedule, and they can come from either direction. We asked McClintock to point out some common but deadly mistakes drivers make. Here's a driver waiting for the light to change, stopped on the tracks.
Look what he's doing right here. Yes, that's illegal to stop on the railroad tracks. And the trains are wider than the tracks by 3 feet on each side. So people need to know that you've got to stop. See, the white truck is over that stop line.
Why 3 feet? Keep your eyes on the upper right of the screen. This is LaGrange, Kentucky. The SUV didn't leave enough room for the train. And if you're stuck on the tracks, don't just sit there like this driver's doing. Bail out. If you're on the tracks, whether a train's coming or not, look for the blue sign like this one. Call the emergency number right away.
Every crossing has its own identification number. Let that dispatcher know that number so they know where you are.
If a train's coming and your car's on the tracks, this might not sound logical, but run towards the train at a 45-degree angle. That way you won't be hit by any flying debris. Have you ever noticed a sign like this saying there are 2 tracks or 3? It means a second train could be behind the first one.
They never see that second train coming from the opposite direction.
And remember the basics. Don't try to beat the train, like our cameras caught these drivers in Murfreesboro doing.
We just don't want the last thing that people see be a train.
Because when it's train versus car, even if no one's hurt, the train wins. The News 4 I-Teams identify the top 10 crossings where you're more likely to get hit by a train. We'll tell you where they are tonight at 10. Nancy Amons for the News 4 I-Team.